Shalom. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Ha-Rakah Kodash. Double honors goes out to the elder apostles, the great millstone. Also want to acknowledge the Akyam, who are pushing this truth with sincerity. Alright, so this is Shabai from GMS Denver. And the Spirit has me in Micah chapter 2. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand." And we know who the wicked are and the evil, which is Esau, Edom. And we know these devils are constantly, working up evil on their beds, meaning while they lay down to go to sleep, they're sitting there meditating on how they can oppress and destroy the children of Israel. All right. And that's why they want to put a microchip, the New World Order. That's part of their agenda, the microchip, because they know that if you take that microchip, that you are making allegiance with the wicked and separating yourselves from Yahweh as an Israelite. And we know 2/3 of our own people are wicked, and so they also know that. So that's what it is, though. They're working up this iniquity. They work evil up on their beds, like it says in verse 1. And then the last part of it says, because it is in the power of their hand. And that's because, well, let's go to Job 9:24. Why is it in the power of their hand? Because it says, Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? All right. I want to go to another precept, 31 and 29 in Genesis. And this is dealing when Jacob was in the hand of Laban, who was his uncle. All right, Laban was the father of Jacob and Leah. But it says in Genesis 31 and 29, it is in the power of my hand to do you hurt, but Yahweh of your father spake unto me yesternight, saying, take thou heed that thou speak not to Jacob either good or bad. So literally, Laban, who was a descendant of Shem, because you had Noah's sons, who was Ham, Japheth, and Shem. And of course the Israelites come from Shem. And what's his name? Laban, he was a descendant of Shem, but he wasn't an Israelite, because obviously Jacob was the progenitor of the Israelites. So but he's not as wicked as Esau, Edom. Even though he was seeking Jacob, chasing him down after Jacob left and departed from Laban's land. He took his daughters, took his grandkids. It's just Jacob's family. So Laban pursued him. But anyway, still, like I said, he's not as wicked as Esau, Edom, the one who lays up in his bed devising iniquities. All right. Because right here, it is in verse 29, it is in the power of my hand to do you hurt. See, but he said, but Yahweh spoke unto him and he basically told him, hey, don't do no good or bad to him. So, showing you that he's not as wicked as Esau, Edom. Micah 2, we're on verse 2, we're on verse 1. But this one here says, basically these Edomites, they're doing this evil upon their beds and they practice it. And it says at the last part of that verse, because it is in the power of their hand, just like it did with Laban, right? But Laban had mercy, where Esau, Edom does not have mercy. And let me bring another precept real quick before I move on. This is Psalms 36 and 4. It says, he deviseth mischief upon his bed. He saith himself in a way that is not good. He abhorreth not evil. All right, because the so-called Edomite, the so-called white man, who is the Edomite, he doesn't hate evil, all right? He's down with evil. He's down with the bad times, especially for the bad times of the Israelites. So, that's why it says he deviseth mischief upon his bed. Because those wicked elite, hey man, Bill Gates, he's thinking about putting a vaccine in everybody, especially the children of Israel. And they put all kind of bad shit in those vaccines. If you do the research, there's all kinds of bad things in those vaccines. They're definitely not good for you. Let me go back to Micah. We'll go on verse 2. It says, they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right, so Esau, Edom, this is exactly what he's done. He took northern and southern kingdom into slavery, northern and southern kingdom Israel into slavery, and he literally took away our heritage, and go to a precept in Genesis 49 and 19. It says, Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. You see, so Gad is the so-called Native American. And did not the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, take away the heritage of Gad? Yeah, because he renamed them. He called them Native Americans, after he terrorized them, and destroyed them. So let's go back to it. Micah 2 and 2. It says, let's see, this so-called white man is so wicked that not only is he going to oppress a man, he's even going to take his heritage, man. And it says he covets fields and take them by violence. That's what he did to Gad. He took the ox violently. Let's find that verse. Yeah, let's go to that. Deuteronomy. Go back to the Bible. Deuteronomy. Oh, shoot. I forgot what it said. 28:31. 28:31. It says, thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shall not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. All right, and that happened. That's exactly what the so-called white man did to the so-called Native Americans, who are Gad. All right, and I read that 49 and 19 in Genesis. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. All right. So you literally had Gad get overcome by a troop. And what was that troop? It was that so-called white man, the Edomite. So we going back to that Micah 2:2. And that very last part of it says, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. All right. So that's how you know this. It's talking about this Edomite, because Esau, Edom, he's the one who took away the heritage of Israel. All right. He's the one who said, "Let them cut us off. Let us cut them off as a nation." Right. In Psalms 83 and 2, you know. So this devil, his whole goal was to destroy his brother Jacob. Right. Verse 3. Therefore thus saith Yahweh, behold, against his family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. So, you know, now Esau Edom is going to have to drink from the same cup that he made his brother Jacob drink from. Now Yahweh is saying, hey, you know, you're going to get yours too. Let's go to Isaiah real quick. Isaiah 2:11 and 12. It says, the lofty looks of a man shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord alone shall be exalted in that day. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low. All right. So who's lifted up in this society? You know, it's a so-called white man. You know, the Edomite. Is not Trump arrogant and proud with everybody he deals with, right? That's his attitude. That's his supporters' attitude. Let me see. This is Obadiah 1 and 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, which is the United States, America, and thou hast set thy nest among the stars, because, you know, they have their satellites in space, which is a violation of Yahweh. You're not supposed to have anything in the heavens, you know. And also how they faked their landing on the moon. You know, and then when they landed on the moon, what they say? The eagle has landed. All right. So let's keep reading. And thou that set the nest among the stars, thence I will bring thee down, saith Yahweh. All right. So you could keep reading on that chapter. That whole page, Obadiah, is all fire towards Esau, Edom. Let me go back to Micah. 2 and 3. No, I'm at 4. In that day shall one take up a parable against you and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, We be utterly spoiled. He hath changed the portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away, he hath divided our fields. Right? And this is just basically showing you how Esau, Edom has destroyed Israel and always has oppressed Israel. Right? You spoiled the people. You spoiled the children of God. Basically, whenever people go to war, the victors, they call it spoils. Whatever they get out of the war, the benefit. It could be women. It could be goods. It could be material things. Those are the spoils. That's why it says in Micah 2:4, we be utterly spoiled, and he hath changed the portion of my people. And who is Yahweh's people? It's Israel, who has been spoiled. All right? Meaning basically become a possession due to the wars that have happened in history. Now we have became a possession and a slave, and we are in captivity unto this devil, the so-called white man, who is Esau, Edom, according to the Bible. Verse 5. Actually, you know what? Let me pull out a precept. Deuteronomy 32:9 says, For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the law of his inheritance. All right? And that's why we just read that in verse 4 in 2 Micah. He, on the middle of the verse, he that hath changed the portion of my people. All right? Because we used to be the kings and the rulers of this earth, But we're not in that position anymore. Because ultimately, in the present age, Esau, Edom, we're in captivity under him. All right? Therefore, thou shalt have... Or you know what? I'm sorry. Let me read Micah 4 again. 2 and 4. In that day shall one take up a parable against you. So that's what we're living in right now. The day where we're taking a parable against the king of Babylon. Let's see. 14:4. So here it is. That thou shalt, Isaiah 14:4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. You see? So now the prophets of Israel were taking up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and the modern king of Babylon is Donald J. Trump. And it says, How hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Now, as of right now, we are in lockdown. Majority of the nation is in lockdown. The nation of America. The golden city has ceased. And, I don't know if things are going to be back to normal. It doesn't seem like they would be. We pray that they don't go back to normal. But right now, the golden city has ceased. All right? You have a lot of people who are losing. This economy is taking a big hit because of this lockdown. So Lord willing, things get worse here in Babylon, America. Let's go back to Micah. All right, so left off at verse 6, Micah 2:6 says, Prophesy ye not, say they to them that prophesy, they shall not prophesy to them that they shall not take shame. All right, let me go to precept. Because this is dealing with the children of Israel. Because again, 2/3 of our people are wicked, and they're going to hearken unto the Edomite, Esau, Edom, in these last days. Those are the ones that are going to take the microchip. They're going to take the vaccines that Esau offers them, especially for their COVID-19, their coronavirus. Let's go to Isaiah 30:10. This is a precept for that, what I just read. Which say to the seers, who are the prophets, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. Get you out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us. And the Holy One of Israel, let's keep reading. Verse 12, wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. Because our people, 2/3 of them, they trust in oppression. They when the microchip comes out, that's going to be their solution to continue to be able to get by in Babylon, America. And they haven't gathered this oil and this wisdom, so they're not going to know better, right? They're going to take the microchip. And just because we were in that chapter, I'm going to bring this verse out because it wanted to come out earlier. Isaiah 30:20, and though Yahweh give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner any more, but thine eyes shall see the teachers. See, so even though Israel is wicked, 2/3, Yahweh is still going to send during their affliction and during their bread of adversity and water of affliction, which that's what Israel is right now. You're still going to see the prophets, it says. Yet, let read verse 20 from the middle. Yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Meaning you're going to see the prophets. And that's why you see the prophets on the street corners of Babylon, America. Because it was written that you would see your teachers, even in your wickedness. You see? So, but like I read in Isaiah, let's go back to it, 30:10, says, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceits. That's what you Israelites want. 2/3 of you would rather listen to the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, and you'd rather be taught deceits. You'd rather hearken into a so-called white Jesus Christ. You'd rather take the microchip, and so you can try and get by in Babylon, America, than refuse it. And even if it means an honorable death by guillotine or whatever execution style, however these Edomites are going to kill these Jakes, because it's going to start happening, where once that chip is implemented as mandatory, you're going to have a lot of people who are going to, oppose the microchip. But they'll change their minds because they're going to see their kids suffering. They're going to see their women suffering. They're going to see their children dying of starvation. So they'll change their mind and they'll get the chip. When initially they may have said, no, I'm not taking the microchip. So they're going to trust, and they be in oppression, like it says here in verse 12. Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay thereon. See? So you don't trust this truth. You rather trust in oppression, the so-called white man, who is, perverseness, basically. Why? Because he's caused you to, he's caused you to, turn away from your true power, because you're under all kind of these false doctrines, starting out with Christianity, starting, Catholicism. All that is false doctrines. If you're practicing a practicing Catholic or a practicing Christian, modern Christianity here in Babylon, America, well, you have basically set yourself apart from Yahweh if you're an Israelite, so-called Negro, so-called Native American, so-called Latino. All right, you separate from Yahweh when you go into all that Christian bullshit and the Catholic bullshit and any other religion apart from what the men of Yahweh are teaching you. But you rather be told smooth things in your ears, and you'd rather listen to deceit. Because that's what Christianity is it's a deception. But without the diligence and the study of this word, and Yahweh lifting the veil off your eyes, because Yahweh's will is to keep majority of Israel in darkness, right? That's why 2/3 has to be destroyed. So you're in darkness, you're really dead to the truth, and that's prophecy. You'd rather be taught smooth things instead of the truth. You see? That's how we know we have the truth. Because when we speak and when we teach out in those streets, in those street corners, we seen people get pissed off. But if you go to a Christian church, you're not seeing that, because they're giving you smooth things. Like it says in verse 10 here, Isaiah 30.